back to the next video. In today's video I will show you how to create app shortcuts for your native Android app. So I have created two shortcuts, one is static shortcut and one is dynamic shortcut. Also I will show you how to remove dynamic shortcut as well. There is something called pin shortcuts as well, but I found it to be little too much. Like I have never seen any user using it, that's why I have avoided it. But if you're curious to learn it, do let me know in the comments and I will make a video about it. So first let's have a look at the output of our demo. So here is my Android project, my Android app, and if I long click on this, here you can see there is one shortcut which is already added as soon as the app is installed. Like this is called a static shortcut, which is automatically added. The user doesn't have to do anything. And second is dynamic shortcut. So if I open my app, I can click on dynamic shortcut button. So the shortcut has been added, and if I go to my app again, and here you can see like coding with nobody, that shortcut has been added. So dynamic shortcut, you might have seen it for WhatsApp. So if you are chatting with a user frequently, then that user shortcut has automatically added to your WhatsApp app. And suppose later on if you decide to delete the chat, or you're not talking with that user frequently, then that shortcut, dynamic shortcut, is automatically removed as well. So to remove this shortcut, just click on remove dynamic shortcut, and if I go back to the output, here you can see that that dynamic shortcut has been removed. Let's get started on how to do this. So firstly, just create a native Android project. Now for static shortcut, what you will have to do is you will first have to make your min SDK to 25. That is the requirement for dynamic for static shortcut, sorry. And next you will have to go to your XML folder in RES, and here you will have to create an XML file called shortcuts.xml, and it extends from shortcuts. And here you can define multiple shortcuts if you want to. I have just defined one shortcut. I have given it a ID of static. So this is how you will be able to differentiate between different types of shortcut. Like you don't need to give it an shortcut ID of static. Like this is just for your understanding purpose. It can be anything. Then enabled is true, then you will have to give some icons. So here you can see I have added some icon, one for dynamic shortcut and one for static shortcut. Next you will have to give some label, long label as well as disabled message, and all this should be present inside string.xml. If you directly hardcode a string over here, I was facing compile time issues. That's why I have written all these strings inside strings.xml over here. Next you have to add an intent and this should be your package name, and this should be your activity. So again, package name dot activity for which this shortcut is present, and here you can give some extra Android name, shortcut ID, and value is static. Instead of value static, you can give any value, whichever makes sense to you. Okay, next what you will have to do is you will have to go to your Android manifest, and here you will have to add this metadata tag for your shortcut. So this is for main activity, that's why I have added it within the main activity itself. Now what you will have to do is go to your main activity, and to handle it, so suppose I will come back to the so this is our app, right? And if I click on this static shortcut, so here you can see the text above has been changed to static. Suppose if I add dynamic shortcut, I'll go back to my app, I'll long press, I'll click on dynamic shortcut. Here you can see the text has been changed to dynamic. So to handle this, you will have to create, so here I have just created a text view inside my XML as well as two buttons. Okay, not much. And here I have created a find view by default text view and click listeners for our button, and this is for handling the intent. So this handle intent will handle both dynamic as well as static shortcut. So if you go over here, you can see we are getting this shortcut underscore id string extra, and if you remember we had defined it over here. Okay, and the value for this is static, but instead of static it can be anything. uh, so yeah, it depends again on you what static value you want to pass. I think this shortcut id should be static, I'm not really sure, but you can play around with it whether this should be static or not, but this can be anything and this value can be anything. Now if you go over here, so this is our key and this was our value for static, so here I'm just displaying the text static for our text. Similarly for dynamic and pinned as well, and if none of the case matches then I'm just displaying hello world. Now for adding and removing a dynamic shortcut, sorry, here you have to define a shortcut compat.builder and you have to define an id, and here you will have to set a short label as well as a long label, and you will have to set an icon as well. Again I think this can be anything as far as I know. And here you can see we are again I have defined some drawable as well, so I have added it over here, and here I have defined some intent. So this is our shortcut id, so key, and this is our value. So here you can see same thing, and this is the value, and we are just pushing the dynamic shortcut, and for releasing it we just have to use this dynamic shortcut id which we have defined, and we just have to call remove dynamic shortcut. So here I am calling it on our button press. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.